And I'm feeling good.
Therefore your daughters shall commit whoredom, and your spouses shall commit adultery. I will not punish your daughters when they commit whoredom, nor your spouses when they commit adultery, for themselves are separated with whores, and they sacrifice with harlots. Therefore the people that doth not understand shall fall.
Shalom, everybody. I said I was gonna make a video as soon as I get off work, and I'm gonna do it. So y'all just hold on. I gotta plug this. I have to plug my charger up because I'm gonna make sure that what I got to say be heard and my phone don't run out, because I done about had enough of all of this extra. Hold on, y'all. Okay, so here's the deal. Look, I see y'all with your little eyeballs, like your cover, you looking like what? But let me be. I'm gonna try not to, get too crunk. Why y'all laughing already? I'm trying not to get too crunk, but I'm crunk. I'm already crunk. I said wait till I get off work, and when I get off work, I'm finna bring it, cause my post that I put up. To somebody, they say I was just, making a post about when a man say, nowadays these men are saying, I want to know what can a woman bring to the table, that kind of thing. And basically my way of addressing that was that I wonder what Abraham asked Sarah to bring to the table before he married her. I wonder what Jacob asked Rebecca to bring to the table when he worked for her for 14 years just to pay off her father to get her. I wonder what all of the patriarchs asked their old lady or their woman, their wife, to bring to the table before they married them. Okay? Here's the thing. The only thing those women had to bring to the table is, like I said in my post, was the Torah. A Torah-filled, righteous lifestyle. That's it. Because why? First of all, the man had to purchase the woman. So he had to prove to the father and her parents that he could take care of this woman as a provider. He wasn't trying to look at her and be like, well, what kind of job you got? What kind of money you bringing to the table? What kind of credit score you got? What kind of money? He wasn't doing that. Because why? Because they wasn't little. But I ain't gonna cuss. I'm gonna try to get past it. But y'all know what I meant. They wasn't those kind of men. They were real men that handled their business. They wasn't feminists. They wasn't acting like, they need a woman to take care of them. They wasn't those type of men. See? But here's the thing. They also knew that the women they were getting were righteous women. Yes, they knew they were getting virgins too. But they also knew that they were going to get women that were wisdom filled, and they were not going to be a foolish women that's tearing down their houses, acting a donkey with a Jezebel spirit, carrying on, troubling the man to death, driving him crazy, where he'd rather sleep on a rooftop than to be in the house with a brawling woman. He wasn't having they weren't having those kind of situations with those type of women. But here's the thing. Today, I had a brother, which I already blocked that nigga. I already blocked him because I could see he was on some ignorant. He was on some more stuff. Whatever the dude now. I don't even know what his name was. I blocked him. But y'all can go back to the post and see. But anyway, I blocked him because at the end of the day, he's going to say, well, how many of those women... I say the women today, it's like we getting a bunch of, we ain't getting no virgins. They knew that what they was paying for was going to be virgin. Okay, cool. Let's talk about virgin. And my response was did you not know that Joseph was a virgin before he married Asenath? And he was highly favored and made king upon all Israel. Over all Egypt, because the Most High favored him because he did not sleep with those Egyptian women and with women, period, because he was a virgin. I don't know where in the hell y'all think that a man is supposed to go around sticking his dick in everything and he ain't got to be responsible with where he's laying his dick. The Torah don't tell you that. That's fornication, bruh. So I don't know why people think, for some strange reason, that a woman is the only one that's supposed to be a virgin in the situation. Okay? When Isaac went and they fetched Rebecca. I mean, when they fetched, what was that? Rachel, his wife. Rebecca. Yeah, when Isaac fetched, when they went and got Rebecca, he was 40 years old. They came back. He sent Eleazar out with a diary to pay for that woman. Because some of y'all brothers think that he just brought her back and they just went on in the tent and had sex. No, he had to pay for her. So he loaded down the camel. Abraham loaded down there, told him to take the camel. There was gold on there. He put a gold bracelet on her wrist. He went and spoke with the father. They asked her, did she want to go with them? And he said that if she comes with me and go back with me to my masters, meaning Isaac, he said there is even more and greater riches that'll be provided for her. Like we can take care of her. He had to prove that to those people. And so the father filled out the papers, given permission of marriage, and he took Rebecca back to Isaac, and then he was able to go ahead and betroth her as his wife. Consummated. See? So we still had a procedure. When it came to Yahushua, he was at the wedding. He was at the wedding turning water into wine because it was a wedding ceremony being done. Now, let's flip all this stuff. The dude gonna make this statement to me talking about, well, who wants all these women that's been ran through F by a bunch of men and got 4 and 5 baby daddies? And I said, and you sound like the brother that probably F'd one of them. See? Because here's the thing. If you stick to what Torah says, it won't be no whores in Israel. Because the word says that if a man lays with a woman and he defiles her, meaning take away her virginity, he's supposed to go to her father and pay 50 shekels to marry her. If every man on this post and in Israel had married the first virgin that he'd have got coochie from, he broke her in, he'd have married her and not went on to the next chick, then guess what? She would have never became a hoe with 4 or 5 baby daddies. How about that? See how the Most High worked that out? That's how that issue was being solved back then. In other words, the old people used to say, if she good enough to lay down with, then she should be good enough to marry. That was their way of keeping Torah back in the day when I was a kid. If a girl came up pregnant and she was a virgin and the dude got her pregnant, the father was coming for his ass. They call them shotgun weddings for a reason. They came to him with that shotgun, say, man, you done got my daughter pregnant and you gonna marry her. She was a virgin. You messed her up. You ruined her. That's what they used to say. So the dude automatically knew, I'm going to have to marry her. Bottom line. Well, guess what? That wasn't no old school stuff. That came from the law. That come from Torah. So while all you men sitting here talking about some of these women are going here 4 or 5 different baby daddies and these hoes been effed and ran through, trust me, count on your own finger how many times have you laid down with them. And you have further to make the problem even more worse. How many times have you had sex with a virgin that you more than likely should have married according to the law, but you defiled her? And so the word says that you are not supposed to cause the women to commit whoredom in Israel. How you the way you cause them to commit whoredom is because you taking these women's virginity and you're not marrying them and you moving on to the next piece of coochie. You take another virgin and then you don't marry her and then you move on to the next piece of coochie and you take another virgin and you don't marry her. Well, that's 3 chicks you done left out for another man to come and lay inside of her and he gonna do the same thing and then he gonna move on and then before you know it, she gonna be the best little freak demon in all of Israel. She gonna be letting niggas lay with her left and right because she not gonna expect no more than what she got from the first man that laid with her. He ain't gonna marry me. See how that works? So instead of sitting here pointing a finger, just know that the Most High already said that the men of Judah have a lust problem. It's lust that's driving this madness. Okay? It's not you sitting here talking about how these women ain't nothing but a bunch of hoes and they ain't got some of y'all are one of the baby daddies that didn't marry that woman. Some of you all are the one of the baby daddies that didn't even try to marry the woman. But you got to pay child support. See, all of that shouldn't even be existing in Israel. If every man married the virgin woman that he lay with, she would have his children, and the white man wouldn't even be in your child support business. See how that works? The Most High has a way of laying out things to keep us from further complicating our situations, to keep us from creating all of these illegitimate children in Israel. But here's the best part about this. Since we were not taught any better, because in church they told us that the law was done away with, let me tell you something. When a man lay with a woman back in the day when the law was done away with and he did not marry her and he left that woman out to shame, and the father was like, you better marry my daughter. If he refused, he was cast out or he was killed. Am I correct, brother?
That's correct.
That's how that went. Now, so that means some of y'all should be straight up dead by now because you refused to marry that virgin girl who probably was in love with you. She just loved your dirty drawers, and she was really hoping that she could marry you. Some of them are like that. Most of the time, virgins, when they get it from that first dude, that's their first love, that's their first heart, and they just want to be married to that person. For the most part, that's kind of how it go, because you've made a spiritual connection. You've taken away her own spiritual embodiment, and you paired it with her. Y'all have become one through that, and because of that, she normally wants to go ahead and marry you. But some of you like, nah, I ain't ready for marriage right now. You know, I ain't ready for that. I gotta get an education. I gotta go to college. I gotta do this. I gotta play football. You gotta do everything except what that Torah told you to do, which was marry that woman, because you defiled her when you leave her like that. Now, let's flip this. Now, in the meantime, all you brothers that don't went around here and done slept with these women, you got baby mamas, you got kids by other women. Some of you are not virgins either, just like they not virgins. And then you are still expecting that you have a right to a virgin. And you want to take shots at a woman that's been married, that has children, or a woman that has children that has not been married, knowing that we were all under these curses. Y'all know we was under these curses. We was eating pork. We was eating shrimp. We was sleeping around. Some of us, I'm not going to lay it for all, but the majority of Israel, since we were, lusty stallions like he called us, you was sleeping around. Some of you was laying up with 2-3 bras at one time. Some of you were laying up with 2-3 dudes at one time. But praise Yah, he said we were all filthy rags until we've come into the knowledge of the truth of this Torah and who we are as Israel. So therefore, everything that's been prior has been erased. So if you come across a woman that may have 3 children, that may have 3 different baby fathers, but she keeping the Torah, she's no longer going around laying up with niggas, she's keeping the word, she's living righteously, she's raising her children, she's repentant, I dare you to sit up and say something to her about her past situation, because we all got past abominable situations that were not right before the Most High. Even eating pork was an abomination. We would have died and went to hell if we'd have been just eating pork. You still would have died and went to hell. It's an abomination, right? So, we ain't gonna bring up old stuff smoking. Why you bringing up old stuff smoking? Now, y'all might be like, boy, she is lit on this. I'm gonna tell you why I'm lit on this. And I ain't lit on this because I'm in that situation. I married my children's father because we was old school. So he automatically knew that when he laid down with me, we was finna get married. Bottom line, we was old school. We was raised like that. So both my children by the same man, we got married. We went on. We lived for 14 years until he decided to go and creep and make another baby. See how that go? Once again, doing extra. But no, like I always tell y'all, ain't no salt on my game with him. He going on about his business. I'm going on about mine. But this is what we need to understand. We were all filthy rags. Some of you were crackheads. Some of you were dope dealers. Some of you were strippers. Some of you were murderers. Some of you were in and out of penitentiary. Some of you were laying from woman to woman to woman, and you got 20 and 30 kids. And some of you women have been laying from man to man to man, and you got 20 and 30 kids. But at the end of the day, the Most High is going to clean us up. That's what he's doing. He's cleaning us up. So ain't nobody going to be pointing no damn fingers at nobody no more. Okay, but let's just stop this madness. Okay, let's just stop the madness. If you want a virgin and you a man and you want a virgin. Well, damn it, you better make sure you're a virgin too. Because there are a lot of women that don't want these men that have been laying with white women. Because I sure didn't mess with, I wasn't finna marry nobody that been laying with a white woman, that had been laying with an Asian, that had been laying with a Mexican. See, multiple kind of women. All of them strange women. DNA up on you. And you, some of you probably done lost your mind, quote unquote, went out of your gourd. Because Solomon had that same problem and it messed him up with the Most High. So see, you just as defiled too. Cause I used to tell a brother in a minute, you been with a white woman? You been with a Mexican? I don't fool with dudes. So like, sorry, you tainted. I used to say that, you're tainted. That was before I got into this truth. So just understand, you can't sit up and tell these women they tainted because they not a virgin. When some of y'all ain't tainted because you not a virgin and you been laying with strange and different women of different nationalities. So please, let's just cut through the crack. Let's stop the bull. Now, as far as some of you women, y'all expecting the freaking doggone world from some of these righteous brothers. Let me tell you something. Let's be 100 with it. If you know your chair is dried up and it done went past your flowers and some of y'all is hollowed out because you done had to have your insides taken out, you want to be picky about what type of brother? Oh, he got to look a certain way. He got to make a certain amount of income. He got to have a fat house. He got to have 2 cars. Chick, you got to have your insides too. How about that? But if he willing to take you like that, knowing that you've been ran through so much till you had to get a hysterectomy or something crazy, hey, like I said, we was all filthy rags. Let's just pick up the pieces, bless the Most High, and make the best of it. And stop being so damn choosy. Some of y'all are being choosy on the wrong thing. What you need to be choosy on is this man keeping Torah? Is this man righteous? Is this man filled with the spirit of the Ruach HaKodesh? Is this man kind? Is this man got a humble heart? Is this man walking and seeking after the Most High? Has he become the image of Yahushua? That's what you need to be looking for. He may not make a whole lot of money, but guess what? If he's a righteous man and he gets a good righteous woman, the Most High will give him favor. And when he gets that favor, because it said man that findeth a woman findeth a good thing, he said he also receives a favor from the Most High. So if he get enough favor, trust me, the Most High gonna make sure he get enough bread to take care of you. All right? But some of y'all too greedy. You're too materialistic. And you definitely don't want to be a helpmate. Okay? Now, helpmate don't mean that she finna pay all the rent, all the car note, all the light bills. She paid all the groceries. That means that if her husband pays the rent and he pays the light bill and he paid a car note and he look at her and say, babe, can you just buy the groceries for this month? Can you help me out with that? Sure, no problem. I got you. Or he may say, babe, I'm $100 short on the rent. Can you help me out? Sure, no problem, honey. I got you. That's the difference. That's a helpmate. She ain't toting you and she toting your bills. She working your job while you sit your ass up in the house all day playing PlayStation or pretending like you studying the scriptures so you don't have to work. Because the word says a man that don't work don't eat. He said a man that don't provide for his own is worse than an infidel. An infidel is a low down dirty heathen that don't even have a God to pray to. He's an atheist. That's just as dirty and low as it gets with the Most High. Like, I know you may not believe in those Most High, but most people at least have some kind of God they pray to, whether it's Buddha or Confucius or whoever. But he's like, no, if you don't provide for your own household, your wife, your children, you are worse than an infidel. Meaning you low down nigga, you ain't even got a God you pray to. You just existed. That's what the word say. So please understand, we all have our roles in Israel, okay? We have our roles. We got our parts we supposed to play. We both went into these curses and this bondage together. So stop pointing the finger talking about what this the woman's fault. This woman, she ain't this. This man, he ain't that. Now, both of y'all ain't shit. That's what the word say according to Torah. Because when we was under them curses, he said he was going to make us eat our own shit. Now that I'll let you know neither one of us was worth shit. Yeah, he said I will cause you to eat your own dung. He fed us boo-boo for breakfast. So I don't know why people seem to think because, you know, you in this truth now that, you know, you're this man or this woman that had done so perfectly and so great that the Most High don't still smell the funk on you. So we can't point no fingers because we both got on that slave ship and them boats and them curses together. And together, we got to come out from under them together. And the only way we're going to come out from under these curses together is that we have to accept responsibility as our roles of what we're supposed to be doing according to that Torah. Not according to what society say. So I dare a man to ask me what you gonna bring to the table. Dude, I'm gonna bring me. I'm going to bring this Torah. I'm going to be living this word. So you ain't going to have to teach me how to be the word, which I know will drive a nigga crazy when they got to sit and teach a woman what she's supposed to do to be a woman according to Torah. That ain't even supposed to be the case. She ought to want to clean her own self up before she even think she worthy of a righteous man. You got to be that righteous woman in order for you to get that righteous man. So I'm not going to bring you no problems. Your house going to be clean. Your food going to be cooked. And at the end of the day, I am not going to be no rottenness to your bones. I'm not finna sit up and wear the shit out of you. And some of you women be wearing the shit out y'all husband. You drive him crazy because you have a contentious spirit. And the word says a contentious woman is like a constant repeating rain that's coming down on a tin roof. It's tick, 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 tick. Hell, I don't know if you ever been in a trail or a tin roof. That noise will drive you crazy. So some of you women need to understand it ain't your job to drive these men crazy. Okay? You're supposed to be his peace at the end of the day. And that's what Torah is teaching us as women to be. But in the meantime, men, you are supposed to not be bitter towards your wife and going off and snapping on her, calling up bitches and hoes because you done had a bad day, mad because she didn't cook a certain kind of food that you wanted at that moment, flipping out because you think she need to give you her whole paycheck when the word says in Proverbs 31, it said, give her the fruits of the labor of her hands. Meaning, don't be taking all her damn money. Cause you not her pimp, you're her husband. You not her pimp, you're her husband. Okay, that's what that means. And women, that man, he is not your cash cow. Okay, so stop thinking that every time you need to go get your nails did, or you need to get an extra Gucci bag, or you got to get an extra Versace, or you got to get an extra pair of red bottoms, just because you want to be a shopaholic, that dude is steady supposed to keep forking out money for you. Because now you become a materialistic, high-label hoe. How about that? Y'all don't like them words, do you? So try your best not to behave like the heathens do. We are Torah keepers. We're Israel. We're supposed to be behaving righteously before each other and treating each other with fairness and kindness. Okay? So to that brother that made that fly ass comment, I was like, bruh, let me go on and block you because he ain't ready for me. He not ready for me. You know, at the end of the day, he ain't even ready for the Torah. He's not even ready to accept what he's supposed to be to a woman, period. And what a woman is supposed to be to him. All right? So I'm through venting. Me and my brother been talking about this all day because he had a topic that was similar to the same thing. So now you done heard it from a woman's perspective. For all you brothers that, hey, may have a little chauvinistic problem, now you finna hear it from a man's perspective. And he gets my A1 sign and seal on the deal. So hold on, I'm gonna hand him my phone.
Hey, shalom, shalom, Israel. My sister was all fired up about that. She's been fired up all day. But I'm here to echo much of the same. The thing is with Israel right now, we got some kind of hate demon on us that make us want to hate one another. The man hate the woman hate the man. If both of y'all focus on Yahuwah like you're supposed to, and fix your own faults first, then you won't really have no issue with the other person. You're too busy worrying about what they're doing wrong versus what they're doing right. What good is it to find what's wrong with a person if you don't know what's right with yourself? Where are you at, Israel? Where are you? Brothers, it start with us. Ox, it start with us. The head of us is HaMashiach. We're the head of the women are head of the children. And Yahuwah is head of all of us. So you should be looking at what his examples are and being that example. If you're not the example, how can you expect good from the woman? How can you expect good from the family? There's leadership and there's fellowship. The family is the fellowship. They are the assembly. The man is the headship. But if you're not good, how do you expect them to be good? Women, if you're not good and the man has presented you with good, then how do you expect for him to keep toiling on? Soon, y'all are going to be the subject of each other's prayers. He's going to be praying against you and you're going to be praying against him. And that creates that division. That's half of our problem. We want to fight with each other rather than fight off the world. Rather than rejoice and give blessings to when we receive good from Yahuwah. So this keep all the other nations looking at us like we are totally destroyed. We'll never really be one. Our family won't be one. The people we work with won't be one. The other brothers and sisters will never be one because we're too busy looking for what's wrong. We ain't fix what's wrong with us. I see it all the time. Anytime you get caught up in a debate about a man is better than a woman is better than a man, women go through this, men go through that, this, that, and the other thing, you're not focused on the word. That has nothing at all to do with the word. You're focused on the lowest frequency out there.
Evil eye.
That is truly an evil eye. So, and that's what you're focused on, and we got to stop focusing on all the evil. If that eye of yours be seen as evil, then what does that make you? But if that single eye is seen as good, then what does that make you? We have to start doing that. As my sister talked about, the people who are sleeping around, the men sleeping with all the different women, but then complaining about the women, what happened when you have a daughter and that happened to the daughter? Does she not count? What happened when your sister get dead that way? Did she not count? Half your conversation is about how your father did your mother, and you're doing the same thing your father did. So, who's the worst one? Same thing with women. If you saw your dad get abused by your mom, or you saw your dad get done wrong by a whole bunch of women, don't do your husband wrong. It's that simple. You saw what you didn't like, and you're doing what it is you don't like. How is that Torah? Men, walk with the word and let the word be what comes from you. Women, same thing. Let him be the example. You follow him like he's supposed to follow HaMashiach, who followed Yahuwah, his father. Let the word be what comes out of you. It's past time for ideologies and theologies and all of that. It's past time for sexist marriage. It's past time for all of that crap. It's time for you to actually start living what Torah said. We long overdue for that. We're at the end of time and we still playing silly games like we don't know where we are. We're in the land of our captivity. At the end of time, the curtain call is about to be done. And we still playing games about how much sex can we have. It's abominable when it's not done right. It's not that we all supposed to be living like monks. I'm not saying that. But if you're looking for the next score, woman, you're looking for the next somebody, after you done used up Rodney or you done used up whoever, that's what's going to get us all called in to judgment. We have to stop. You have to start being disciplined. You have to settle down. You have to start focusing. We're too distracted at the last day. That's what we got to do. We got to start focusing a lot more on Yahuwah. If you do have somebody, you have a wife, you have a husband, both of y'all need to be facing Yahuwah. Anytime you have your back turned to Yahuwah, you have your back turned to your wife, you have your back turned to your man, that's when all of your distractions come in. That's when other dudes come in. That's when other women come in. That's when demons start speaking. Both of y'all better be facing Yahuwah at the end of the day. Because when you don't, you're unprotected. You're open to whatever else comes into that tight circle. And this is a part of what's wrong with Israel. We have too many of these problems and we don't understand how to fix them because we didn't focus on the Father. We didn't focus on the Word. There's a word for every problem up under the sun. You can't name a problem that's not in the Word. Everything has already been done. The Bible, the Scripture answer itself. For all of those that are out gathering up a whole bunch of women and getting all these women up under one roof and think that's the thing, at the end of the day, if you look upon a pimp and you look down on that pimp, what's the difference if you ain't doing it right? What's the difference? You took on all their money and you don't do anything. You still don't understand the first thing. The first thing people do is go to the word of the Father and say, well, Abraham and Isaac and all these people had all these different wives. But in this day and time, what are we truly repopulating when this world is overpopulated?
With demons.
What are we overpopulating? So that's why I say we need to focus more so on the word. Keep your eye fixed on Yahuwah and all will be answered. That's the thing about it. We're too crafty. That's half of our problem as well. We're too slick. We're too sneaky. What we got away with as kids, what we got away with as 20-somethings and young adults and all that stuff, we cannot get away with it with Yahuwah. He see everything. He see everything. In one of those lost books, it said that if you can stop seeing a man as a man and seeing a woman as a woman, but see the Ruach in that woman or in that man, you have then seen the kingdom of heaven. We need to stop looking at everything gender-based and start looking at the Ruach within. If you see an old dark-skinned brother talking on here, you need to be looking at the Ruach that's within me. Why would I even waste my time telling you if there is no Ruach HaKodesh in me? I am not looking to gain friends. I'm not looking to gain a new wife, a new anything. I'm just trying to tell you what's on the inside. So that maybe you'll have a chance with that kind of understanding to go back and look at the scriptures a little bit more closer. That's what we have to start doing. If I'm to be your Ak, I'm a hedge of protection. This is me protecting you. Rather than sit up here bashing, this is me trying to protect you. This is my roar to my brothers and my sisters. That I protect you rather than see you be destroyed behind foolishness. At the end of the day, what did you gain if you gained the whole world but then lost your soul? You gained 11 women, you gained 11 husbands, but you lost your soul. You followed another Elohim behind some of these people. What did it gain you to have all of that? Yeah, you sexed it up the whole time, but now at the end of time, you can't do anything because your soul is damned. We got to start looking at all of this stuff. It's game over for that. So I said my piece. I went on for a little while. I'm about to hand this phone back over to my sister, but I wanted to show you the balance. Men need to stop talking about the women the way we do, and the women need to leave the men alone and follow, and the men need to follow HaMashiach. It's just that simple. It's all about the submissiveness. You know, that's what it's about. You submit to HaMashiach, who submitted to the Father. Women, you submit to the men who submitted to HaMashiach. It's a full circle. All right, shalom, Israel.
What if they ain't got one?
Huh?
What if they ain't got no man?
Oh, if you ain't got no man, HaMashiach is your man.
There you go. All right. Okay, y'all, that's it. That's all I need to say. If you ain't got no man, fine, you single, submit yourself to the HaMashiach. Submit yourself to Yahushua. And at the end of the day, the word said, I poured out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Meaning that when he poured his spirit out on us, he gave us both that spirit of his Ruach HaKodesh, so that nobody will be able to lead us astray. Whether we be a woman or whether we be a man, should nobody lead you astray, because there's enough word and enough Ruach to keep you going. All right, so that's it. Thank you guys for listening. Hope you can share this to the rest of the folk out here, and them brothers that seem like they got an issue, and these women that seem like they got an issue. Everybody needs to hear this. Y'all share this, because both men and female, male and female, need to hear this, so we can get rid of this wicked eye that we have. The word says that the women are going to have an evil eye against the brothers, and the brothers are going to have an evil eye against the sisters. It's time for us to get rid of that evil eye and just accept the fact that we both in these curses together, and we both need to work on cleaning it up for the Most High. Clean it up for the Most High. Because even if you don't ever get a man, or if you don't ever get a wife, if you don't ever get a husband, you still need to clean yourself up for the Most High into righteousness. Because that's the main thing he looking for out of both of us. Righteousness, regardless. Okay? And then when the new kingdom come, it say the land shall be married. Which means that you'll be it'll be every righteous man will be with every righteous woman. That's how it'll be. It'll be righteous marriages. And the children are going to laugh and play in the street. So if you ain't gonna be able to find that for now, then just hold on, because it's coming. Be patient. It'll get here. But until then, shalom, and thank y'all for listening, and have a good day.